The left-wing cable news network, MSNBC, will soon be changing its name. It will also soon be wearing a false beard and a putty nose in an attempt to disguise the fact it's still the same old crap geyser of socialist lunacy. The name change comes as MSNBC prepares to break away from NBC News and become part of a group of more obscure networks that will include the Golf Channel, Oxygen, the Sicilian Mafia, and several Mexican drug cartels. From then on, MSNBC will be known as MS Now, with the letters standing for My Source News Opinion World, signaling that this will be the go-to network for people who can't form complete sentences. To come up with the name change, MSNBC executives consulted branding experts at the marketing agency of Blundering Wackoff and Schmo, who have launched such famous brands as New Coke and McPizza, as well as running the ad campaign Blockbuster Video, The Unspooling Face of Tomorrow. Agency leader Prodigious Wackoff recently spoke of the MS Now name change at a gathering of former CEOs at the San Diego former CEO home and soup kitchen. Wackoff told the gathering, quote, "We wanted to come up with a new name that sounded like a cross between a 1980s PC operating system and a fire alarm in a clinic treating progressive diseases. That way we could communicate MS Now's exciting mission of transforming outmoded ideas into a future of crippling decline. MS Now preserves the network's core identity while allowing NBC News to quietly scuttle off into the darkness, pretending they never had anything to do with this horrific crapfest." Unquote. Not everyone is happy with the changes coming to the leftist network. For instance, Joy Reid's show has been canceled, leaving Reid to continue her unique brand of commentary at more welcoming venues like homeless encampments and padded cells. In a recent rant on an imaginary podcast that was really just her standing alone and screaming into the bathroom mirror, Miss Reid said, quote, "Canceling my show was an obvious attempt by the white establishment to silence strong black women who stand up fearlessly for psychopathic distortion in the service of complete ignorance. The fact is, the white man stole all his ideas from advanced black civilizations of the past, like the nation of Wakanda, because the white man has never invented anything himself except advanced black civilizations of the past, like the nation of Wakanda, which, was totally the figment of some white guy's imagination. But other than that, everything was invented by the black people in Wakanda," unquote. But while MSNBC will be losing its status as the sister station of a major broadcast news network, it will otherwise not be sinking any lower because that would violate the laws of physics. So, for example, after the network changes its name, it will still feature Rachel Maddow, though she will also be changing her name and will now call herself Brett Baer in the hope someone will take her seriously. Miss Baer Maddow recently commented on the changes at MSNBC on a media podcast called Former News Networks and Whatever Happened to Them. Miss Baer Maddow said, quote, "MSNBC is needed MS now more than MS ever. Donald Trump represents a fundamental threat to democracy, not to mention a threat to South American gangsters, Islamic terrorists, teacher union pedophiles, dead voters, and incarcerated minority males who are presumed innocent and should therefore be set free to kill again." And when I say not to mention all that, it's because I plan not to mention any of it when I talk about the threat to democracy Donald Trump represents in my imagination, a beautiful fairyland where John Brennan and Adam Schiff eternally walk hand in hand through a dreamlike field of wildflowers and lies. We commentators on the left are running out of time as well as evidence and ideas, and we need to make sure our voices are heard by our audience above the noise of their irrational gibbering and howling. Unquote. Network executives say the new MS Now name should be in place sometime between the end of this year and the moment shortly thereafter when the network disappears completely from our TV screens as well as our collective memories. For more Klavan E magnificence, like and subscribe, and for even more, subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts.